Hello, everybody. Jess here from the Holistic Frugivore and the Holistic Frugivore podcast. I'm recording both right now. So I have my computer going for my podcast, and you guys hear me over here. And I have my video going that I'm going to be posting on YouTube, so you guys can see me over here. This is only my second or third time doing it this way, but it's nice to have both done in one take. And we got our podcast version and our YouTube version. So, what are we going to talk about today? So, I've talked so much about self-healing and nutrition, eating like a frugivore, fruit-based healing, fasting, smoothie bowls, all that stuff, and how we can dive into true health through herbals and stepping away from allopathic medicine to connect back with the earth. But I haven't talked too much about the true nature of regenerative detox. Regenerative detox. So what is that? Okay? What that is really, in my own perspective, breakdown of what it means to me from what I've studied over the last few years. Being able to see, our bodies have the innate ability to detox. We don't have to do detox drinks and all of these kind of nutritional gimmicks that a lot of companies try to play up. All these detoxes. But our bodies have the innate ability to detox on its own, right? That's what the liver and kidneys are for. However, the issue comes when our bodies are so over toxified and in a state of acidosis to where we're unable to naturally detoxify fully. Our bodies are weakened and overly acidic and filled with mucus from the foods that we eat, from things that we inject into our bodies, adding a lot of heavy metals, all sorts of things that affect our nervous system, neural pathways, just all of this stuff that we're bombarded with on a daily basis, being a human on this planet, all contributes to the body's lack of detoxification efficiency. So, in regenerative detox, the goal is to strip down your nutrition and basically fast in fruits. Fasting to allow the body to fully cleanse, because it can't really clean out all of the years of congestion and mucus and things that are backed up within the colon. So fasting is really necessary as a initial step to get your body cleaned out. And fruits help clean out as well. And then allow the regenerative process on a cellular level to take place. So the colon is really the root of most disease. So there's a few main aspects of regenerative detox. As I become a detox specialist, there are just a few main things that really are at the core of pretty much all disease. So we have colon health. If you're not going to the bathroom as much as you are eating, then you are constipated. So constipation is a huge issue. Just think about it. You're not eliminating the things that you have have taken in for the day. And that begins to back up in the intestines, and you're basically now think if it's days on end of not, and then years, and it's pushing toxicity, eliminative fluids back up into the intestines and then up into the stomach. So when we get to the point of like GERD, acid reflux, really the chronic states of the stomach, that is from years of constipation, and we're just pushing that toxicity back up into the stomach. And that's not a good place to be. And I can say I personally, that's one of my focuses was that. I know it's always awkward to talk about constipation, right? But I would say a good majority of people who are diseased are not eliminating even every day, let alone multiple times a day. I mean, I've heard of people going days to weeks without going number 2. That's horrific. You need to be eliminating daily, at least once a day. Hands down. So that's step number 1. If you're constipated, you're sick. It's that simple. Number 2 is kidney filtration. If your kidneys aren't filtering the way that they're supposed to, then you're not filtering the toxins that you're intaking. It's not being filtered out into your body, or out of your body, I guess you could say. So a lot of times when that's not working, we see other elimination channels working excessively, like skin, armpits, other ways of trying to get rid of that toxicity from your body. That's where like tumors start to grow. Those, because there's no way for the body to eliminate these, say, heavy metals, for example. So it builds up in other areas of the body. So kidneys is a big, and adrenals go along with it. So coffee is probably the biggest thing that crash adrenals. It just, and both of those also are the 2 aspects of blood pressure. So when you have blood pressure issues, it's kidney and adrenals. So colon is 1, kidneys and adrenals is number 2. And then we come into the lymphatic system, which is being able to move lymphatic fluids throughout the body. So if they're not moving, they're not eliminating. It's the same idea as the kidneys. But if we get built up with mucus and congestion, it stagnates that lymphatic filtration process. So kidneys and lymphatic system are 2 of the main things that that are seen with everybody. I mean, so we're talking colon, kidneys and adrenals, lymphatic system. Those are really the trifecta of areas. And those are the first things to dive into. But and of course, as you see, in a holistic mindset, once we understand that everything is interconnected, you understand that it's not only one little focus. That's very much an allopathic way of looking at medicine, is the specialization. Like, this is this organ. This is this organ. And they don't combine them together. In holistic health, holistic healing, we really need to be able to observe the body as a whole interconnected unit. It's not only one area. It's not only the colon. It's not only the kidneys. It's not only the pancreas, because the pancreas is big with diabetes. And I also had a big discussion about that today, which is what kind of triggered my desire to begin this 2nd season of the podcast, actually, because I had a friend post about disease basically being a way of not taking responsibility for your health. Like, it's easy to slap a disease label on something and be like, I got this, can't fix it, let's take some medication. No. Self-responsibility is where you will fully transform your life. In every way, not just with your health or your diseases or whatever it is. Full responsibility of every single choice that you make, every little thing that you do. Not in an obsessive way, necessarily. Just understanding that you cannot blame factors for your life or the way your life plays out. Every single moment is a decision that you make. Every single one. And it's easy for us to be like, I couldn't pick it. It was my genetics. I'm genetically going to get cancer. No, that's not true. There's such a, epigenetics has told us that there's only a very, very small, I think it's like 10% max, maybe even less than that, that is a genetic staple, you could say, from birth. And those are things that are like not changing, like the size of your nose and the size of your ears and like your eye color. But even eye color, which we discover in iridology, changes based on your body's toxicity and the organ function. So like I have green eyes, and they've always kind of changed over time to kind of like a greenish, grayish, hazily. It's changed because of the state of toxicity that my body has shifted into over time. And as I got into iridology is going to be another something that I'm going to be able to offer. As I become a detox specialist, that's another area. I'm already certified in it, but not in the capacity that I'm competent in. I've been exploring I don't like diagnosis either. I don't use that word. Looking at people's eyes, and I can see where it shows weaknesses in the organs. So every little aspect of your eye, even just the color, can tell us a lot about the state of health of your body or state of disease of your body. So that is really kind of the first thing that I will look at to get a really good blueprint to start with of where you're at. Being able to look at the eyes. It's a very interesting topic. Bernard Jensen is one of the first ones who really talked about it in connection to our health. And Dr. Morse has gone deeper into it as well. So that's a very interesting topic that we'll dive more into this season as well. But that alone can show you, even the teeth too. There's these meridian lines, eyes and teeth, that connects. This is something in Chinese medicine. The energetics, the connection with eyes and teeth to your organs shows how interconnected we are. There is no area that's just an isolated organ or an isolated part of yourself that isn't connected to the rest of you. You're a very energetic system. I mean, you're literally a system of energy. And that is where healing capacities such as grounding and even just being in the sun is an energy exchange. Because this is going to go a little deeper into the spiritual side, which is another rabbit hole we'll dive into later too, is how, your state of health and disease will begin to open up a certain level of spirituality as well, understanding our true eternal self. But understand that we're also just light beings in the spiritual outside of our body. So things like light and energy can provide a certain amount of healing. So we have things like sound healing, we have frequency healing, we have light healing. There's so much to all of that. And it seems so woo-woo-y at first, like it doesn't make sense. Like, why would that heal you? Once you understand the quantum part of us, the eternal soul aspect of us, and what we really are, that all starts to make sense. So these are all topics that I'm just brushing on right now that we're going to get into a lot deeper over this season 2. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm already about 15 minutes in. So I hope you enjoyed this episode 1 of season 2 of my podcast. All you YouTube people, if you haven't watched season 1, I'm going to hopefully get every episode of season 2 on YouTube as well. But all of season 1 is available. The Holistic Frugivore podcast. It should be available on most streaming platforms. So go find that. Otherwise, I will have links below where you can go find the direct link for my podcast. So thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm really excited for what's to come. And if you're interested in getting a session with me, please message me or just go to my website, theholisticfrugivore.com, or my email, which is jesscannell, Kannel, @gmail.com. And we can talk about the options and what you're looking for. So thanks, and I'll be back next time.